Congressman, whether you have tax cuts or whether you have spending, you have to borrow to fund it, and the Democrats are saying it'd be much better to target that money with government spending as opposed to putting it in the pockets of American citizens.
Well, what history will tell us in President Kennedy's administration, President Reagan's administration, is that if you allow people to keep more of their hard-earned money, in fact, what you do is expand the economy. So you don't need to borrow to create tax cuts. In fact, if you just allow people to keep more of their hard-earned money, not send it through the sieve in Washington, we'll be able to jumpstart this economy in ways that are remarkable and have been tried and true in the past. What I do know, and what all individuals know in their heart, and all Americans know, is that borrowing and spending and putting this on the backs of future generations is not the solution to the challenge that we currently have.
Let me just get you on the record on this. Do you believe, in fact, that we have not had to borrow money to fund the Bush tax cuts over the last few years?
No, look, as you decrease taxes, what in fact you do is increase revenue to the federal government. It's happened every time it's been done. It happened earlier this decade, happened when President Reagan did it, happened when President Kennedy did it. What we need to do is embrace the things that have made America the greatest economy in the history of the world.
Okay.
And those things are not increasing the deficit and increasing the debt.
Let me just ask you about a couple of things that are in the economic stimulus plan. Some people have questioned whether or not they're appropriate stimulus. $200 million to rehabilitate the National Mall, including planting new grass. $276 million to fix computer systems at the State Department. $650 million to repair dilapidated Forest Service facilities. $50 million for the National Endowment for the Arts. And then there's this plan that the Leader Pelosi was talking about increasing funding for family planning services because that saves states and the federal government money. What do you think about all of that?
Well, you could go line after line after line after line, and as Americans look at this, they'll appreciate that it's not a stimulus. It's not increasing the economic productivity of this nation. One of my favorite is $600 million to prepare the nation for nationalized health insurance. This isn't stimulus. This is paying back political friends. This is making it so that they can reward individuals that assisted them in their most recent election. But what is tried and true, what has been known every time that it's been tried, is that if you allow American families to keep more of their hard-earned money, if you allow businesses the opportunity to create jobs, provide incentives to create jobs, and you decrease spending at the federal level, in fact, what you'll do is grow the economy.
There certainly are people who would argue that point with you, though. Congressman Tom Price, it's good to talk to you. Perhaps we can catch up with you after that meeting.
Thank you, John. History is tried and true.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.